6:40. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Good morning, Toronto. Back to school prep, that is in full swing, making this a great time to reboot your child's routine. So here to help us get back on track and create those healthy habits using tech is tech expert Lisa Chang. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Tam. Like, look at these lovely faces.
Yeah, look at your lovely face.
Right?
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And some good tips using tech and ways to reboot your healthy habits, starting with physical health. Let's start there. What can we do?
Okay, so when it comes to this time of year, we don't generally connect it to the time where we can really fall off the rails when it comes to our physical goals, right? This is the time of year when we're sitting down at desks more often. Maybe we're visiting the drive-thru for that quick meal. You know, we're not drinking as much water, and simply because we are getting busier. Plus, it's right before Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it's really important that we use apps to make sure that we're staying on track, but also so that it's giving us great ideas and we're staying creative. So first things first, I don't know what you guys were drinking during the summer. Were you drinking or were you drinking?
Drinking.
My body's telling me there was a lot of drinking going on.
Yeah,
Okay,
hard
me too.
A in there.
A lot.
Drinking.
Me too.
Yeah.
So chances are you want to get back on the water goals, right? So we have a Canadian-based app called Water Llama, which is really great. The kids can use it, the adults can use it, and you can stay on top of those hydration goals. If you want to reduce caffeine as well or reduce things like alcohol, this app will definitely keep you on top of that. Now, when I talk to parents across the board or even kids that are in dorm rooms, one of the biggest challenges can be meal prep. Staying creative in the kitchen is really key, and making sure that we're on top of our healthy meals. You know, parents always said, if you fail to prepare, or how did the thing go? If you fail to prepare,
then you prepare to fail.
Yes, right? That's how it went. So Meal Lime is another great app which can make sure that you are staying creative in the kitchen. What it will do will curate an entire week's worth of meals, plus it will automate a grocery list for you. So it'll keep everything super organized within the app itself.
That's a great idea.
And it's super easy to use. Plus it has hundreds, and I say hundreds, of all different types of customizations if you have a food sensitivity or a food allergy as well. So Meal Lime, love this app. You definitely want to check it out. When it comes to keeping something in your back pocket for a rainy day, I'm always going to suggest budgeting for something like a service like DoorDash, okay? So you can get a Dash Pass for $9.99, and what this is going to do is give you $0 delivery fees. But on the days where the boss says you got to work late, or a project comes up, or you have to take the kids to soccer practice and you just don't have time to make those meals, you can definitely use DoorDash. But what I love is that you can also order your groceries or even order some of your supplies. So if your kids need a supply for a project, they can definitely use something like this.
Some great stuff there, Lisa. Water Llama is getting downloaded on my phone today.
No more drinking.
Today. Water and I were not friends this summer. Not friends. Okay, so kids going back to school, exciting time for a lot of kids.
Yes.
For some kids, though, it's an anxious time.
It is.
It's a time to worry about whatever kids would worry about going back to school. What tech is available to help them along on that front?
Okay, so when it comes to just the overall health and wellness conversation, whether you're talking about physical, mental, or emotional, I'm always going to stress the fact that we need to bring in conversations around healthy habits on how we use and consume our technology. So what I mean by that is simply this. We are picking up our phone generally 8 times a minute. Think about how often that is.
I believe it.
It is destroying our focus. It's a huge distraction for us, and generally we're scrolling through social media. If you link social media usage to anxiety, it's at an all-time high. So now is the time when parents need to start having those conversations with our kids in terms of how to use the screen. So quick, simple tips on that is just simple rules. If it's time to focus, you want to make sure that your device is possibly put in a whole different room. If you need your device there, you need to get used to your settings. Turn off the push notifications, or even use a focus filter. So on your iOS system, they have great focus filters. You want to set daily limits or possibly take digital breaks. No phones first thing in the morning or potentially 2 hours before bed. The biggest thing, and I know we've talked about this on the show before, is digital citizenship. You want to start talking to your kids about how they show up online. Think before you post. Be mindful about what you're liking and what you're sharing and why you're doing that. if you're on social media, make sure that you're curating your feed so that it's giving you the things that are going to contribute to your overall mental health and wellness. And biggest thing for parents is, yes, we need to communicate around good digital habits, but we also need to lead by example. I'm always going to stress to parents that if your kids are using a social media app, they need to know that social media app inside and out. And of course, if the smartphone isn't helping and you're finding that it is leading to just a compromised overall mental health, what you want to do is maybe get rid of the app itself or switch in your smartphone for something like a flip phone. They're coming back.
They are coming
More
back.
people are doing it.
We're out of time, Lisa, unfortunately, but quickly, want to hit on sleep because this is huge. Can
Yes.
we get quickly through what people can do to help their kids sleep?
Quick tips on that, of course, once again, keeping the screens out of the room.
Yep.
The rules that were old are once again new, right? Biggest thing that helps with anxiety in the bedroom is something like a weighted blanket. We have it right here from Silk and Snow. I don't know who out of the two of you has the most anxiety. I'm going to say it's probably Sid.
I don't know.
I'm running for his money.
You know.
Give him a run for his money, but let's see.
Thanks, Lisa.
Sure, Sid. Cozy up.
Oh,
How do you feel about that?
No more anxiety.
Oh, God. Just
All
like
gone.
that. Just like that.
Just on live national TV. No
Absolutely.
anxiety anymore.
There you
Look
go.
at this relaxed
This
space.
is nice.
It is, isn't it?
It's cozy, but it's giving you like a different feeling.
Yeah.
Great
This is great.
Canadian
Like a hug,
company.
like a big hug. Lisa, where can we get more information?
You can find me at It's Lisa Chang, or once again, Silk and Snow for this weighted blanket, and for more tips as well.
Thanks, Lisa.